Hello and welcome to this tutorial video on the admin page in TIAS. In this tutorial, we're going to go over the major components on the web page, as well as how to load a new semester into the system. Okay, so starting off, to register a new user, you can go to this register new user where you can type in their first name, last name, and email, as well as what kind of user they are. Commonly, you'll do this to onboard new peer teachers, because if you do not mark someone as a peer teacher, they have no permissions in the TIAS system. You can also use this to create a new administrator, although this is a bit dangerous because when the person first signs in, they're immediately given administrator permissions. This is the list of employees, which can be sorted by their first name, last name, or what role they have in the system. You can select a person, and you can edit their roles. For instance, I can make Sabrina both a peer teacher and a teaching assistant by hitting the Update User button. You can also delete a user from the database. Doing so deletes all of their relevant data. Any courses to which they're assigned, they are no longer assigned to them. Any trade requests that they have created, those are deleted. So it deletes all of their relevant data. You can also take peer teachers and view information about them. So for instance, I can view Monica, and I can see for her courses what she prefers and what she does not prefer. I can see, for instance, that she does not prefer to take Professor Yum on Tuesday and Thursday at this time, but that she does want to take Professor Yum later in the day. These preferences allow peer teachers to interact with the system, and the scheduler automatically takes their preferences into account. Whenever you're doing manual scheduling, back on the scheduling page, you should be able to see the preferences as well. We can see that Monica prefers to teach for 6 hours per week. In general, you want the number of hours that they're scheduled to be about this value. The scheduler will never assign more than this, but if you're doing manual scheduling, you can assign as many hours to someone as you want. We can see also that Monica's qualified for these 3 courses. Students mark their own qualifications, so if you feel like someone didn't mark that they were qualified for something, and thus you can't schedule them to that, what you need to do is you need to tell them to go and update their qualifications in the system. You can see their email address if you'd like to send them an email to tell them this. Administrators do not have a schedule that you can view. Because I'm not a peer teacher, you can only update me or delete me. You can't view my schedule. You can see too that multiple roles can be displayed, like for instance, being a peer teacher and an administrator, or being a professor and an administrator, which is the role of Dr. Lake. The set of courses over here on the right. These are the courses that the program values, the program serves. Peer teachers are sent to all of these courses, and thus they appear in the list. If the program expands to include more courses, one must type their information in here, the department, the number, and the name. If the department no longer cares about a course, or if the program no longer serves it, you can go to Edit Courses and delete the course. If you delete a course, you have to type in its course number and then hit the Delete button. But there's a big pop-up because doing this will change the database significantly. And if you want to restore the course, you have to re-upload all of the data. So it asks you very often if you really want to delete the course. When you're happy with the schedule, you can export the schedule as a pair of .tsv files. This downloads 2 different files, the exported people and the exported courses. TSV stands for tab separated value, and it's a way that you could load the data into spreadsheet software like Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel. You can also edit the course sections. What this does is lets you take a course and change the number of peer teachers that are assigned to it. For instance, we can increase this to up to 4 peer teachers, and we can change the professor name from to be announced to Robert Lightfoot. This is great because the to be announced are what happens whenever the professor is not known as the course is loaded into the system, and you can change the number of people that we want per course. By default, the number is 1, but you can actually set it to be 0 as well. That means we will assign no person to this course. Excellent. The final thing that we need to do is to upload a new semester. Now you do this once per semester and you have to interact with Howdy to do it. So in order to show you that, let's go to Howdy. So I go to Howdy and I need to log in. I'm now logged in. And on the Howdy page, you need to go to Class Search, select the semester you'd like to work with, select the CSCE subject, and the minimum course number and the maximum course number. The program serves 110 through 331, so we need both of these values. You may also want to open the network tab in your browser. I can see here all of the network requests that my browser makes. I'm going to click enter, and I sent a request to which I got a response that contains all of the courses. Now, that response is right here. It shows all of the courses, but there's only 50 of them because of how the request worked. So I'm going to right click on it and click edit and resend. I'm working with Microsoft Edge, but you may have it work slightly differently in your browser. But we changed the number of courses that we want from 50 to a number larger than the number that we see right here. So this is 143. I'll change this to 500. Now, if I hit the blue send button, it'll send the request, and I get back a response this time with far more than 50 courses. My browser freezes during this process because the response is so large, but it does allow me to download. So I can download the search results file. I'm going to now close the network tab, and we're going to return to the system. To go to upload a new semester, it deletes most of the data in the system, which is why this large error appears, and you have to type the words new semester. Once you do that, you can click the upload schedule button and select the schedule. As soon as you click open, it gets loaded by the system, and the data in the database is replaced with this new data. So only do this when the new semester begins. And that is the admin page. If you have any other questions, please reach out to me or the team. Thank you so much for listening.